think the stigmatisation is, if you were to pinpoint it in society with porn stars?
Society is shameful of sex. So, I mean, because the church, look at almost every religion. Look, you know, you losing your virginity as if you're giving something away, not giving something away. So no one's taking it from you. Everything's got this negative connotation. If you masturbate, you kill a kitten. Whatever. You know. It's always had a negative connotation. It's always had shame surrounding it. And then, I mean, you look at actors and actresses, and people have difficulty separating them from the roles that they play. You know, if you're watching, sorry, I'm sweating and getting a mustache.
I'm like that behind my ears.
If you're watching EastEnders or whatever, and there's a character on there, and you see that person in the street, your brain kind of easily connects the character to the person, rather than, particularly if it's not a celebrity that has a character. It's not in a lot of chat shows or whatever. So people see porn actors, think they're just this thing that has sex, that is, not a real person. I mean, if I'm really honest with you, because of the way that my brain works and the people that I hang around with, and because I've been part of this industry for so long, the honest answer is I don't know. I don't know why people logical, intelligent people would do this. I mean, I matched with someone on a dating app recently. We were chatting, having a lovely time, and they asked for my social media. And they went online, saw my social media, and just unmatched. Other members of the Pineapple support team have started dating people, and they've said, look, I can't carry on with this. I don't like the industry that you work in. I don't want to be surrounded by people that are like that. I don't know. And I think, we talk about all the kind of social media stuff that's coming out at the moment. We talk about high-value woman. What sort of high-value woman?
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
What does it mean to you?
That you know your value, you just respect yourself, and you set your own boundaries. If you're a high-value woman, you set boundaries, you stick to them, you know yourself, you do inner work, and you're comfortable in yourself. And hopefully you give back to the community or make the world a better place in some way, even if it's just making a single person smile every day. That's what gives someone value. A high-value woman must have slept with less than X amount of people. A high-value woman wouldn't have trauma in her history. Oh, goodness, it makes me so angry. I'm trying not to swear because there may be children watching. I hope there's not.
But isn't it fascinating? Because if you think about the high-value man, he's graded with this frame on what he makes, the money, maybe his impact on a social circle. But yet a woman becomes unhigh value based upon how she's behaved sexually?
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Yes, it is. And if you look at the way, there is still stigma around male porn performers as well, but nowhere near like a female. You meet a female content creator and it's like, everything is about her and the sex, and you want to talk to them about sex and degrade them or whatever else. And then you meet one of the guys like, oh, go on, lad. Yeah, that. So.
Yeah. So talking about OnlyFans and social media and the way that pornography's evolved, what do you think of OnlyFans?
So I think the fan platforms in general, and OnlyFans is the one that everybody talks about. It's the one that has the most visitors, and therefore almost all content creators, if they have a fan platform, they will also be on there, if minimum. The fan platforms in general have given the power to the creators. Before the fan platforms, the creators were relying on agencies, production studios, possibly cam work, but if we're talking about the actual porn performers rather than cam, they were absolutely at the mercy of these production studios and agents. And if they didn't, or at least having a lot of contacts if you went with an agency. Now, content creators make their money from the fan platforms. They don't need to make the movies. The movies are promotion for their fan platforms. The money that they're making from the production studios and from the agencies is minimal. There are people making $1 million a month on OnlyFans. That's a very, very small percentage, very small. But the majority of the top creators, or a lot of the top creators, are making, close to between, 100,000, 400,000. And good for them. It gives full control over your branding, control, how you present yourself. It gives you that opportunity to connect with your fans and make money from that. Before we all had the social media, and there are obviously ways to make money from social media, but not like there is on the fan sites. And it's understanding what your fans want as well, what they're going to pay for, because there's one thing listening to fans on social media saying, oh, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. But on the fan platforms, they're actually paying for it. You're seeing really where that money's coming from, really what's working for you. And people are able to create a brand for themselves and manage that. So the fan platforms are a really positive thing. It's giving back control to the creators. It's changed the industry on its head. Now, what we did see, which was concerning, probably isn't the right word, but during COVID, a lot of people who had never ever considered working in the adult industry signed up to platforms like OnlyFans.
Because they were out of work?
Because they were out of work, and they thought that they could go online, create a platform, make money really easily, really quickly, and then when it was all over, delete their accounts, and it would never have to be seen again. There was something like, and I know the figure, but I'm not going to, I hope this is right, roughly right, along the lines of 20,000 people signing up to OnlyFans every day during COVID. We saw a huge increase immediately we saw a huge increase in the need for therapy, but that was because of COVID. But as time went on a little more, what we did notice was a lot of people coming to us for support that hadn't been in the industry for very long. So there's clearly a lot of new content creators, which now we have that kind of statistic, and I think it's around the 20,000 mark. Now, these people that were joining then, they weren't educated on the effects of working in the adult space and what that actually means to your life moving forward. The adult industry's been an amazing place for me, and I love it, and I would never ever work, or I couldn't ever see myself working in another industry. I love the people, I love the creativity, but it is not an industry that should be entered into without huge thought or consideration.